Hello and good morning, students. In today's class, we'll start a new chapter. There is chapter 6. The name of the chapter is Physical and Chemical Changes. That means in this chapter, we'll be discussing mainly about what are the different physical and chemical changes occurs around us. Okay, so let us begin. In our daily life, we observe many changes around us. That is from morning to night, even in your home also. If you are staying in home also, you see there are different changes that take place around us. But we never think that when and why does these changes are taking place. Okay, this is very important to know the reasons behind these changes. For example, consider a mango plant. You will first see that the mango flowers are coming. Okay, after some days from the flowers, small mango will come out. Then in the early stage their size and shape will be small. Then in the late stage of their life they will become bigger in size and they'll start ripening. So from the flower you are getting a complete food. So what is the reason that causing this ripening of food, then change in shape, size, everything? So these are the points we need to discuss over here. Mainly some examples of changes are water boils on heating, right? Then iron dust, if you place anything made up of iron outside in your home, after some days it will react with water and your air, and ultimately it will get the rust. Okay, then milk changes into curd. You can prepare curd from milk. Then ripening of fruits, as I said you. Then burning of wood or mastic. Changes in weather. Okay, so in the morning, for example, it is a sunny day. In the evening it can rain, it can start raining, right? So what causes this change in weather, it is also important. Then melting of ice. Inside freeze the water becomes ice. If you take out ice from the freeze, it will again become water. So what is the reason behind this change? We need to discuss all this in this chapter. Broadly, these all changes are caused by two type of thing. One is physical characteristics, the other one is chemical characteristics, okay, of the substances. So physical change and chemical change are very important over here. Today we'll discuss only the physical changes, and in the next class we'll continue discussion on chemical changes. Okay, so what are physical changes? Properties such as shape, size, color, state of substance are physical properties. So mainly there are four properties: shape, size, color, and state. That means the properties which are we can visually see. For example, for consider a mango. For a mango we can see its shape, right? What is its shape? Then size we can see, color we can see, and state of substance, whether it is in early stage of development or it is late stage of development, or the fruit is ripening is over. So we can consider the state over here also by visual appearance. So a change in which only the physical properties of a substance gets changed and no new substance is formed is called a physical change. That means the same substance, for example the same mango, is changing its shape, size, color, everything, but from mango we are not getting, for example, grapes. Mango is still remaining the same thing, mango. Okay, from the starting to the end the thing is the same, but only the shape, size, color and state is changing. This is known as physical change. So let us perform a small activity to understand this. It's very easy. So first of all we have to take, I'm drawing over here, we have to take one square paper. Okay, it is step 1. Take one square paper, then divide it into 4 parts like this. 1 2 3 4. Now take one small part and divide it into another 4 parts. 5 6 7 8, right? Like this way. First we have divided this into 4 parts. For example, this whole is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. Then again divided, we have divided into this 5 6 7 8 small divisions. So what we are doing, we are changing its shape and size. Earlier it used to be a square paper. After dividing into several parts, now its shape has changed and its size is also changed. Earlier it was a big paper, now these are small pieces of paper, but the actual thing is still same. When I've started with the whole paper, it was a paper, right? But after dividing it several times, the small pieces are still paper are not converted into some other like iron, gold, something else. Not, paper is still paper, only the shape, size, color and state may change. So this is known as physical change. You all of you have to perform this activity and you have to show to me, so that I can account it that you have done this, and after this we can go for the next activity. As you know that these activities are included in your question papers also, so in exam also you have to perform these activities. So do it seriously, solve it within today and submit to me. I'll upload it into Growan app. If you are not in Growan app, you can share it in WhatsApp also. So moving to the previous slide. So we have some more examples of physical changes. The first is stretching of rubber band. So if I give you one rubber band, you can stretch it and you can again pull it, right? That means if it is original rubber band, you can stretch it into this size, again you can stretch it back into this shape. That means only the shape is changing, or the structure is changing, or the color may change, because you are stretching it. Earlier it used to be dark color, now it will be a light color because of stretching, but the rubber is still the same rubber. After stretching also the rubber is not changing its name into some other thing, it is rubber. Next is grinding of substances. So if I give you a big stone and if you start breaking it, after breaking it into small pieces also, big stone is also stone and small stones are also stone, right? Big pieces is also stone, small pieces are also stone. Stone is remaining the same thing, stone, only the size is changing from big to small. The shape is, for example, earlier it was round, now it may be different other shape. So the shape, size is changing, the main thing is remaining the same. Then expansion or contraction of substance on heating and cooling. So if you heat or cool anything made up of metals, mainly for example iron, aluminium, platinum, gold, okay, these things, so it will expand in size after heating, and on cooling it will contract in size. So this expansion and cooling of substance is due to heat, only the shape is changing or the state is changing from solid to liquid, okay. The shape or state may change, but the actual thing, that is the iron will remain the iron, the actual thing will not change. Then melting of wax. So if you melt wax, it will not change its name into some other thing, only the shape and the size will change. Shape, earlier for example the shape, earlier shape is for example a rod shape, now it may be in liquid form, and the state also from solid to liquid may change, but the actual thing, wax, is still remaining the wax. Then formation of cloud, then magnetization of a piece of iron, then hammering of metals to form thin sheets, okay. So if I give you one wire made up of aluminium, okay, and if you continue hammering on it, after hammering, if you change the wire shape into a plain sheet shape, okay, the thing is still remaining the same. You have just changed the shape from wire to sheet shape, but aluminium is still aluminium. The sheet is also made up of aluminium and the wire was also made up of aluminium. So the actual thing is not changing, only the shape is changing, okay. The last is stretching of metal to form wires. So we know in our home and different other purpose also we use electricity wire, and there are different types of wire, all are made up of metals, but metals are actually in crude form, okay. When people extract metals from the earth crust, people refine this to form, to get the purified metal, and from this purified metal people melt this, they change their shape from solid to liquid, and from liquid they stretch it into wire shape, okay, again solid shape. So they are changing the shape, the state, but the metal is still same. If they start with copper or iron, at the end also it is copper or iron, the name of the metal is not changing. So these are some of the examples of physical changes. They're very easy. Whenever you will do the activity, you will understand this more clearly. So do the activity properly. So we have some characteristics of physical changes. only 4 characters. These are very important for your exam point of view, so read this properly. During a physical change, only some of the physical properties such as size, shape, color and state change, and no new substance is formed. The first property is same, whatever we are discussing till now, is that during any physical change only 4 things will change. That is, the size of the substance will change, the shape will change, the color may change, and the state may change. Size means earlier it was small, now it may be big, or earlier it was big, now it is small. Shape means, for example, earlier it is round, now it can be square. So this is the example of shape. Color means, for example, earlier it is red, after melting it has become brown, so color is changing. And state, for example, ice is also made up of water, and water is liquid, but ice is not liquid, ice is solid. So the state is changing. If you melt ice, it is changing from solid state to liquid state. So the state is also changing, but the actual thing is still remaining the same. Water is still same, whether it is ice or vapor or normal liquid water, all the state, the water is still the same. And in this process no new substance is formed, the actual substance will still remain the same, nothing new will be formed. A physical change is generally reversible, you can reverse the process. For example, consider example of ice and water. If you have water, you can place the water into a fridge, you can make ice. Similarly, if you have ice, you can place the ice outside the fridge environment, and ultimately naturally the ice will become water. After some time it will melt, right? So it is a reversible change. You can go from A to B and from B point to again A point. So this is known as your reversible change. Okay, no overall energy change takes place. That means in this process no energy change is there, the initial energy and the final energy of the process will be same. Chemical composition of a substance remains same during the physical change. So whether you are changing the shape or something of a substance, the chemical composition still remains the same, it will not change. Example, consider this paper example again. You are cutting the paper into small pieces, but the chemical composition inside the paper are made up of some chemicals, right? So the chemicals inside the paper or the compounds present inside the paper are still same, they are not changing, only you are changing the physical state. So if you change the physical state, it is not hampering any chemical change inside the substance. So these are some of the physical and properties of substances. In next class we will be discussing in detail about chemical properties. So this is for today. All of you perform this activity. I will put this in Grown app also. So try to submit in Grown. If you don't have Grown app, then submit in WhatsApp. Okay students, thank you.